Our next guest can help represent you when you're in need of solid legal representation. And here with changes to the justice system that could one day affect you, our attorney Ryan Helmick and Director of Client Relations David Kohlmeyer, both with the Defenders. It's great having both of you gentlemen. Welcome in.
Good morning, thank you.
We're talking about domestic battery charges today. A little perspective for people who are arrested on domestic battery charges. You hear domestic battery and you're like, uh-oh. Right. Give us some perspective with that.
Sure. It carries with it a very negative moral implication when you see a domestic violence battery charge. And when an employer looks at that, or we look at that, we immediately assume that this individual beats on his wife. He's a wife beater, right? And so he's a bad guy. The problem is that it could be two brothers that got into a fight. It could be two sisters. It could be an uncle and a nephew. It could be two cousins. All you have to have is a domestic relationship plus a battery. And so the problem is those kind of all fall under the same umbrella. So what we really have to do is we have to take these type of charges with a grain of sugar rather than salt until you know all the facts.
Absolutely. Now, David, you're a retired police officer, 17 years in law enforcement out of New York and Henderson. In your opinion, do people get arrested on domestic battery that shouldn't be?
You know, sometimes I believe that the wrong person gets arrested because a lot of times they're defending themselves and the other person could have, let's say, a red mark or a scratch, and while basically people are heated and they're defending themselves, it may look to the police officer that they may be the primary physical aggressor. And police officers basically must make an arrest when there is a domestic battery offense that takes place within the home, especially when there's any type of markings on the face or the body. So there are times I do believe that people are getting arrested falsely, and it's not because the police officer basically making the mistake. It's just that they're doing the best that they can with what they have.
Of course, and it's a terrible situation for all parties involved, obviously. There are changes to the justice system coming regarding domestic battery. What are these changes? What can we expect?
Well, the change is one of the most impactful Supreme Court decisions in many years that has come down in the state of Nevada, and that allows for misdemeanor domestic violence battery charges to now have a jury trial, and it's of 6 people. Before, it was always a bench trial, so you only have the judge deciding the whole case. And as David mentioned, I mean, this is a crime that does need to be taken seriously, but I can tell you that I've had so many people falsely accused of this crime. It's one of the most falsely accused crimes, or wrongfully arrested. They arrested the wrong person. And so by giving the individual that is charged their constitutional right to a jury of 6 people in this state, it really levels the playing field and is much better for that individual.
It's a constitutional right that you're finally going to get.
Absolutely.
Which is good. Why is it so important to have an attorney in your corner when something like this were to occur in your life?
Well, the state of Nevada is represented by the prosecutor, who is an attorney. And so an individual that is charged with a crime should likewise be represented to level the playing field. And as well, you want to have somebody who has experience in dealing with these types of cases, knows what type of evidence that needs to be put forth, and what type of story needs to be told to the jury in order for them to see all the facts and the circumstances surrounding the case.
Of course. I mean, this is obviously trying to have that case happen in front of the police officer. Typically doesn't work that way. You need to have your day in court to be able to prove yourself, correct?
Correct.
Say we are in a situation like this. What do we do? How do we reach out and kind of get the ball rolling?
David?
I mean, basically, if you have a problem where it's domestic battery and you are arrested, if there's an allegation, I mean, you can call the Defenders. The law firm is available 24/7. You can call our main number and ask for help, have an attorney basically assist, whatever we need to do, basically help you get through this difficult time to get through the justice system. The attorneys basically are standing by to help.
Absolutely. And you have a team of defenders that are there.
We do. We have about 3 other lawyers and then a staff of about 7 or 8 people. So we have quite a team and quite a bit of resources to help individuals with their cases.
Absolutely. These are cases that you deal with on a daily basis, and I know you offer free consultations. So if people have any concerns about something that may have occurred, they can reach out to you and possibly get the help they need.
Absolutely.
That's great. Gentlemen, it's great having you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, listen, if you're in need of a solid legal defense, you're in need of the Defenders. They're located at 4th and Hoover in downtown. For more, dial all 3s or go to thedefenders.net. Defenders, proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.